Cześć, Dzien Dobre, do widzenia. How's it going, guys? This is Soviet Cat, and this is a boss of my great empire. This game is called Soviet Republic Workers and Resources, and it's a pretty ridiculous simulation, city simulator game. You can look at buses driving on asphalt. Citizens' happiness is too low. What the hell? What could possibly going on? Well, I guess 6 workers can't work because there's no kindergarten, and 157 citizens weren't able to visit church. Well, we don't need them to go to church. Dang dang. This is quite a detailed, complex, comprehensive city simulation game. But if you dive in deeply, it is extremely satisfying and infinitely enjoyable. I mean, you create every piece individually by yourself, and you must balance all these variables. You have citizens; they live in these residences. They have all kinds of needs, like they want meat and food. So, for example, these residences are close enough to a bunch of stuff over here. For example, this is a pool. Never mind, I thought this was a store. The store's here. It's my shopping center, so they can buy food here, they can buy clothes, they can buy electronics. And all those goods have to be delivered there from somewhere. So if you don't make it yourself, you'd have to go to these custom houses and pay money to import them, or you can produce them yourself. There's all kinds of resources. There's stuff like, over here I have this whole iron mine. So here's the mine. You need workers to mine the iron ore. Then you transfer the iron ore to an aggregate storage. And the storage will go to an iron ore processing plant. You need workers to process the ore, and now it's just iron, straight up iron. And over here I transfer it all the way over here to this train that'll pick it up at some point. Train tracks go over here. I don't know how you have them running right now. I might have been reworking the trains, maybe. But anyways, a train would normally pick that up all the way over here, go all the way down here, and go all the way to this customs house and sell it. Or it can also bring the iron right now to my steel processing plant. Oh, this is my oil refinery. My steel mill. Steel mill is a giant building. And producing steel, this is the production. It needs iron and coal to run. I've got a coal mine over here. So it just like there's so many things. Brick factory here. And so yeah, all the resources have to be distributed in some way. So there's stuff like these conveyor belts that you can use for the aggregates. Like these are all different kinds of aggregates. Gravel, quarried stone. Quarried stone gets refined into gravel. Coal ore gets refined into coal. Iron ore gets refined into iron. Raw bauxite is refined into bauxite, which you use to make aluminum, which you need aluminum for airplanes. And uranium, which is you can use for energy if you have a nuclear power plant. You need to refine that a few times too. So basically, like, refine these resources and distribute them, and you have to keep your citizens always happy, and you have to have citizens in order to work these places. So this is an oil refinery. It takes in raw oil from these pump jacks. Where's some of the pump jacks? This is one of them. It's not powered right now? Oh, I can't export because it's maxed out. So I have like underground pipes that go to my oil stuff. It refines here and turns it into fuel, which every single car needs to use fuel. So that has to be distributed, and they're stored in here. And another byproduct is bitumen, which you can use bitumen to make asphalt. And basically, when you construct these buildings, you have to, I guess I could just build something and show you. You actually have to physically build it. It requires workers, and requires all the resources. We're gonna put it on faster speed so things happen more often. I also built this entire level on realistic mode, which means you have to manually build everything basically. Except for a few things it gives you for free, like just like these dungy construction offices that are, this is the bare minimum. It gives you a few of these free ones to build stuff. and then basically you have to import the resources from a customs house. So this is like going to another country, and you get those resources. So starting out from scratch is actually, on realistic mode, is like pretty. It's quite a challenge. You have to get a little experienced with the game. This is a prison. Look at all these prisoners. I mean, these are the prisoners. You can use prisoners to work too. And yeah, people age. They basically have a life. Like this is Storodubia Vladislav now. And right now they're working at this asphalt plant. It takes bitumen and gravel to make asphalt, which a truck will take. I guess they went back to their house or something, so this is where they live. And yeah, they start as a little kid, and they'll live, and they go to a high school. First they go to kindergarten when they're a little kid, and then they go to high school when they're older. And if they get a high school education, then they're called like a productive worker. Like they can actually work. People who don't go to high school can't work. And those are these kind of people. Sometimes they're too old. Sometimes they just never got an education. And then after that, if you have some sort of college kind of place, like this is a college, a technical university, they'll go here to become a professional. The professional are the icon with the tie. So those are like specialized people. Some different jobs require different levels of worker. For example, at a hospital, for doctors, you need to be specialized. But the staff can be just a regular worker. But nearly all my workers are higher educated, so they can do like everything. So this is one I spent a long time with. I guess 1985. It starts you in 1960. So I've been on this for a while to develop this, but I kind of wanted to start like a new one and show how I approach it. 'Cause it's kind of an interesting challenge to get your empire running. There's a lot of different ways you could do it. There's not like one specific best way. I mean, there probably is that somebody's come up with, maybe, but it's still a pretty new game, and even realistic mode is pretty fresh off the press. And it took me about 5 different iterations of realistic mode to actually survive, because you start with a loan of like 5 million or something rubles, and so you basically have to use that to get some sort of income. So with this one, I sold water, and then what did I sell? Raw oil, maybe? And then I started refining the oil, and even maintaining your citizens can take a lot of resources. So in the beginning, you might just want to import workers from external before having all the infrastructure to sustain the workers. And not only do you have to worry about all the stuff I just mentioned, there's water. So there has to be water access, and it has to be cleaned water, so you need to clean the water. There's sewage, so you have to take care of the sewage and dump that somewhere. I dump my sewage over here. Mudwater Lake, baby. Straight poo water. Well, it's refined, so it's not as bad as it once was. And so you have to take care of all those because they'll be sick if shit is coming up through the sinks. They have to go to the hospital. They go to pub. So it's pretty comprehensive, but it's also very like distributed how they do each of these mechanics. So and there's power. You need power. So you usually start with importing power. It's also nice to kind of get a power selling thing going. That might be the best way, I think, or my way that I might approach. Okay, here's getting iron. Let's follow the train. She only got 2 tons of iron. Okay, something. People aren't mining iron, so I have to mess with the bus system to distribute people over there. And all these semaphores, the like light system I made is, I think, messed up in various ways because I kind of just did it first before learning how it worked. But now I know more how it works. And it's pretty fun, pretty satisfying to make train stuff. Like this game could just be Train Builder 2000 whatever, and it'd be good enough, but it's got all these simulations built into one. It's pretty ridiculously amazing. I was getting coal, if there's any coal to get. Coal ore. Yeah, people aren't working at these mines, so there must be the workers are doing something else. So balancing everything is actually quite a challenge. So why don't we start a new world? So I don't even bother saving. I didn't show you how you build stuff, but I'm going to be building stuff, so let's just quit to the menu. Start a new game. So basically there's been this one map for this entire time. You can do the random map generator, but it kind of is crappy, the maps it generates. They don't look very cool. This is a new one in Slovakia, which is actually pretty legit. It's much more smaller because this map that they put you on normally is absolutely massive. Ridiculously massive. So they made it a lot smaller when that was based on Slovakia. But I'm just going to do the one I'm used to. We're actually going to have 0 population because it gets annoying when there's all these little towns everywhere and you can't satisfy their needs. So then you get all these notifications. It's really annoying. So we're going to default with realistic settings. So like money is hard, realistic mode. Citizens are very unsatisfied. I need to fuel cars and the building electricity. I need to do all the water stuff. This is one thing I actually disable, mainly just because I hate looking at it. This is the snow. I just turn off the summer, winter, because the snow, you do have to like shovel it to make it more efficient. I kind of like those aspects, but honestly, the blaring bright white for so long, like I hate. I keep trying. I tried it so many times, but I just decided I can't do the snow. Building fires, global events, which are kind of weird. It doesn't affect too much. Pollution, again, I don't really ever get affected by pollution. Complex education, crime and justice enable, traffic complex, research is enable. There's another one you can do. The moving sun is where it goes night and day, and night is short, but you literally can't see shit. You can't see like anything during night. So I just do always day. Not a big deal. And then we start in 1960, the earliest, and we lock according to year. So basically, everything's the hardest and realistic except for no seasons and no day-night cycle, which really doesn't affect too much. The snow is a disadvantage, but I just really can't handle the visual thing. And that's actually what's really cool about this game, is that you can choose what you want. So now. Build the map. Butterfly in the sky. Oh, that was super duper fast. Alright, here's our open big world. So it gives you these little towns. People like to go to church, but they don't have to go to church. It's not a requirement. It just serves as one of their satisfactions. So I know this map decently well. And each of the resources are distributed in different ways. So it's like oil, uranium, and the mountains. They have such a nice, interesting texture. So if you go on the north or east border, that's going to be, you have to do stuff in cash, US dollars. Because when you go to the custom house, you have to buy stuff in cash and sell in cash. But the thing about the US border, or the western borders, I guess they call them, is that you have hardly anything you buy from them. Just basically workers and very few vehicles, and they're actually like worse vehicles. So you basically always want to be on the red side. It might be an interesting challenge to use US. God, that would be fucking hard as fuck. It already is pretty hard. That's what's cool about it too. And it's not like a challenge that has like one easy answer. There's so many elements and dynamics that you have to take into account. So there's a lot of these southern places I usually start with. Any of these are pretty good. There's so many variables to consider. See what we want to do. See what resource we want to do. Because actually, if we did coal energy, that might be a nice starting point. So you have to find something to start out with, because you'll run out of money if you don't. You only start with 1 million? Oh my god. Yeah, this is tricky. You do have to sell something immediately. You can sell water, which is kind of cool. It's super not, like, you don't get that much money for it. If it's filtered water, you get more money. Almost like 10 times as much. So you can filter the water, but you have to do that if you don't want to have citizen infrastructure yet. You'd have to import each worker. I thought water was maybe okay for a supplemental income. Usually you can find better sources. Oil is really good, because you can just get raw oil and sell that, and then later refine it. I think the best one is getting coal and making a power plant and then exporting that power. There's one big advantage with that. you don't have to actually physically transport it. It just automatically goes across the electrical wires. Electrical wires are easy to build. You don't have to actually have a road connecting to each wire to build it. You don't need that many employees to run it. I could just import some. I just have to get the coal. But another thing is I could actually buy coal and just burn it at my power plant and sell it. I think I've done that. You get twice as much. You basically, the coal costs half as much power as you sell it. So you just double everything you buy, which is totally worth it. And a mine takes a long time to build. So if it's far away and you don't have citizen infrastructure, it's gonna be like impossible to build. So I really wonder if I could just do coal power plant and import the coal. I think that I could do a really minimal setup with that and then start making money, and then when you have money income, you can actually like build stuff and not worry too much about it. Basically the biggest hurdle in realistic mode, especially on all these hard settings, is just getting an income. And then once you can establish that, you can slowly improve your setup until, like you saw in my other one, I'm just getting so many millions per year that I never have to worry about it. I can just buy whatever I want. But you still want to what do you want to buy? Make a city. So there's all kinds of things to consider. Let's see. Do I want to mine coal? I think I will eventually want to mine coal. I think I'll start importing coal, but then later I'll mine it because there's this mountain right here. Wait, but there's no power. This power maximum is, I think this is actually this one's a pretty good high power output. What is it? Is it this one? No, it's different. Is it this one? Okay. So that's 14 megawatts. I feel like I think, how much does the coal power plant make? I wish I could look at it. Okay. 1,400 megawatts per hour of power per workday. Does that mean it's 10 times as much as these, or is that just distributed over the daytime? I want to say I outputted a lot, but then again, I think that is one of the bigger power places you could sell. Is this a bigger one? Is that the same one? I could distribute it to two different ones. Could actually wouldn't be bad to get wires to go that far. I think it's the same. I think you want to have two. I even experimented making a wind farm and making tons of windmills and selling power. Okay, let's just try one. This is a nice station because it's got these 3 train tracks. It doesn't have power though. Where was I originally? Was it here? There's a big mountain of coal. I think it was right here. Providenia. Yeah, I definitely started here a lot. I like this starting spot. So, is there another electric export place I can do? Be all the way over here. What about the other direction? This one over here? It's a different size. Wait, is this the same size? I can never tell. Yeah, I think it's the same. I guess we'll see if it's enough. We'll just try it. So you have to build everything yourself. So I need some construction stuff, and I need one just to level out some land too. So I'm gonna make it a little bit further over here so I can level out the land. What is it? Not that uneven. Do a nice little thing like this, and then you get free little construction centers. That's the only things that you don't have to build yourself. But that way, you can effectively build everything else. And they used to, this is pretty recent. I always wanted to do this because I liked building stuff myself. The only other way, if you didn't have realistic mode, is that you can like auto build it and you just pay extra money and it builds itself. So not as cool. You also need a gas station immediately. But we'll just have that over here too. Maybe closer. This little stuff we'll probably remove later. But it'll affect things. So I want to get some excavators. Actually, you know, first I gotta fuel up this gas station. I always make this mistake. So now I need a road depot. This is a construction depot. Need a road depot. So this one you can buy vehicles and store them there. So I want to get an oil tank. This is the good one. And now I can also make a distribution center. It's just like saying these things out loud. I'm like, man, this game sounds so like crazy and complicated, but it's pretty amazing. So we're gonna send this oil tanker to this distribution center, and now we're gonna head a new. What? Oh, incompatible. What? That's the source. Why is this incompatible? Oh, it's a bus stop. Oh, we're building a gas station. I actually don't have the music on usually, but this song is pretty dope. So now I set up this distribution center. It'll go to the custom house to load these things. It's gonna be just fuel for now. And it'll come here, and it'll always keep this at a certain level. I can set that level to whatever I want. So we'll keep it at 70%. So they'll only go out and drive when it needs to get filled. Which you can also just make back and forth routes. But if he's driving all the time, it's going to take up more gas. I already spent $10,000 on just this stuff. So vehicles do cost a bit. You can also build vehicles, but that's later in the game. So this is just a gas station. So now I want to get an excavator. I'm going to get 2 excavators and 2 bulldozers. Get the nicer ones, and then I'll use them to. Once you have them, you can affect the terrain for free. And then I'll just shape the terrain a little bit. Just want to level this out over here. I might have to actually destroy this road. And then we'll have to make the power station somewhere. Maybe I should just make it over here. So my excavators. They're using a construction and then also terraforming. Bulldozers, you can use them to help build roads, or they're required to build some roads, like gravel roads. And all the upgraded roads are better. And gravel is better than dirt. But dirt you can just make for free. You can make it anywhere. Man, this game is so dope. So now they immediately need to get fueled up, so they all go to the gas station. But now that this one's ready, you can do some terraforming. So this road is forcing this area to be this level. So once they're done moving around, I want to delete this road. And then level this out. First we're just going to smooth it. So this grid thing shows you the line, so it shows you the difference between terrain, which is really cool. Smooth things out. Alright. Maybe I'll level out terrain closer to what this is right here. Get these as close to each other as possible. Maybe like this. Guess there's a bit of hillage over here. Just gonna smooth this a little more. This should be good enough. There's a bit of terrain difference, and sometimes I flatten out whole giant areas, but the more excavators you have, the faster it terraforms. I just don't need to spend all day terraforming. It's good. This will suffice. So now we want to make a main road. Maybe I'll make it on the grid. Oops. Nice. Looks clean. So you can connect this for now. These will probably be deleted later. This is just a basic outline for stuff I want to do. So, I got that first road. Now, what do we need to build? Do we need to build things to hold our resources? We also need all the stuff for all the construction stuff. Maybe I'll make those construction stuff close by. So we'll use this as a construction lane, basically. Lock it to the grid. All right. So we'll add some construction offices. Free ones, of course. And it's definitely worth to make better ones once you can. It's pretty much worth it to get use all the. You get only like 7 or something. It's worth it to buy them all, use them all. Since workers cost, like, each time you get them, when you have to import them from outside, so it's worth it to have more machines that work for free, more or less, except for the gas, to speed it along so you can spend less money on hiring outside work. So I think the closest one I want to have be a dumper, so we'll have just 4 dumpers here. And they'll get gravel from the customs house and asphalt. Next one up, I'm gonna have kind of a miscellaneous, maybe, or no, because I want the workers to be really close. So this one's definitely gonna have the bus. What size bus do we want to do? 80 passengers. We just want the fastest one, so we'll say bus, and we'll order it by speed. This is the fastest one, but it only holds 7 people. The next one fastest. Let's look at workers from over here. I also want these guys to be closer. So actually, we'll move all of these over. And then we'll use also open hull trucks to haul them around and have them transport the excavator, so since the excavators drive so slowly. What's a good one that holds? I usually just get this biggest one. We're just gonna get 2 of those, and then we'll move those over so they deliver mechanisms only with the trucks. So we'll move that around when they get over there. What other construction stuff do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4. We need concrete. Take a covered hull. Just get a big one. We need a paver. For later, maybe we'll get a crane. which has to be. I have to buy it at this house, and then here we'll buy tower crane, big ones. So we'll just get 2 for now. Well, I probably want 4. And I have to use these open hull trucks to transport them out of there. We'll need more open hulls anyways to get them, so we'll just buy 2 new ones. Actually, I'll buy 1, and then buy 1 more crane, and then just fill one of these construction offices with 3 cranes and 1 open hull. Another crane. So cranes speed up development of bigger things, so they're very nice to have. Yeah, like learning this game. I remember when I first bought it, I was like, no. I opened it up, I looked at all the stuff, and I was like, no. Too much. I think I tried to build some stuff, but I had no comprehension. I'm trying to even think how I figured everything out. I think, well, it actually does have a decent help section. It tells you some basics, very basic stuff. But it's actually well made enough that it's through trial and error you can figure out everything. So I'm going to load vehicles, and then we're going to unload them over here. Let's start. So luckily there's really no time crunch, because I'm not like paying back a loan. You get this money for free in the beginning. There's also I have no citizens that are like taking in money. The only thing it's burning is right now is fuel. But basically, as long as nothing's just looping, I'm not actually wasting fuel. So you kind of have this interesting no time pressure in the beginning until you start to get citizens. You might want to think you need citizens, but citizens need so much different infrastructure to get going. So you better I think it's better personally to have some kind of income, even if it's something. Like I said, that's the main challenge of realistic mode. So he's loading up these cranes, bringing them over there. And so when I need to use the crane, this truck will transport it. Once I change his depot over here. So we'll also, okay, I want to move these around, so we'll just put the bulldozers in one. You know, I could probably buy a 3rd excavator. A 3rd bulldozer. So deliver only with trucks. And then we'll also, these open holes can gather various resources like steel, bricks, prefab panels, which is like concrete that are pre-made basically, boards. Maybe that's what it is. Could be wrong. You need like concrete to make them. Also for the closed hull. Did I buy a closed hull? I thought I did. Did I not buy that closed hull truck? Oh, there it is. So this closed hull takes mechanical components and electronical components. So basically I should be able to build anything. Got all the trucks I need. So yeah, we're all set up to build stuff. So basically I only need a very simple coal power plant. But I might make an aggregate for it too. See, I think these two big outputs can output a lot of gravel. A lot of gravel. I'm just gonna put this, see if I can lock it to some kind of grid. I don't know why I like it over here, even though it might not be efficient. It's probably better to flatten more land a little bit. Just smooth it out. Where is the coal? It's hard to tell exactly where the coal is. No, coal's... Oh. Coal's way out over here. Yeah. It's up in these mountains. Smooth it. I guess you don't want the power plant too far away too, since I have to import workers for right now. So let's build a road over here. Though I hope that doesn't block the electricity. I can test if it does. Nope, not a problem. So we'll make that later. Yeesh. So now, I also need to make an aggregate of coal, since it's good to have kind of excess coal ready to go. So maybe like over here would be good. Kind of far out over here. Alright, build that there. What, you think it builds right away? Hell no, we gotta bring all the resources to it. So that should be fine. I also want to build an aggregate. So now the trucks are ready to go since they see construction nearby needed. First, the dumpers. They get probably concrete, right? Or some asphalt. So getting some asphalt from the customs house and bringing it over. Because this is the stuff they need to start. The groundworks, they need this amount of work days, 184 tons of concrete, 142 tons of gravel, and 101 tons of asphalt. So a lot of resources in the beginning. And once there's enough base resources, the workers can start going over there. So we'll just let them work. We also need electricity to connect. So I made it nice and easy. So we might as well start construction for that. And they'll build that in tandem. And then, yeah, it's such a nice, easy, simple setup. Okay, I need the aggregate stuff. We'll do a big one or a small one. I feel like might as well future-proof it. Make a big one. This kind of networking, designing stuff can be endlessly optimized and unique and stuff. I want to try to get it far over here. Although the coal later will be coming out from this direction. So maybe I should just start it like this. Make it nice and close. I'll try to lock it to the grid. It should be fine. Gotta flatten it. Bada bing, bada boom. Still got gravel here. So far there's 71 tons of gravel, 59 tons of asphalt. Pretty good start. Build more roads. This one I want to be. Trying to get the correct angle here. Later we'll need, actually I might as well make it now, a truck unload station. I don't necessarily need it, but I think I'm gonna build it anyways. Yeah, I don't know where to build it. What's the best place? I didn't want to put it on this main road. I kind of want to keep it offset, so maybe I'll put it over here. We'll have to make a conveyor connection. Kind of far out, but should be fine. I'm also considering how far they need to go to the custom house to load it and unload it. So now we need a conveyor connection. Oh man, I moved. Damn it. There we go. Need to build all that shit. So what's interesting, it's usually things, the different phases need different vehicles. Like the groundworks needs more like the dumpers, the raw ore, then the second step. Then you start like more steel. It just depends on the building too. But yeah, then the custom house also gets a lot of traffic. But yeah, this is delivering workers, so he picked up 15 workers this time. This doesn't have that many. I could also build a helipad and import workers that way. Which just sounds kind of funny, sounds really advanced, but in the tutorial pretty early on it shows you how to do that. So it still needs more concrete. I only have one concrete mixer, and he's not doing nothing. Do I not have it signed for concrete? I guess not. Whoops. Now we can get concrete going. So looks like they're building some of these conveyor belts already. They work on what they can. This one's delivering electronic components, mechanical components, to the aggregate storage. Because the storage is a bunch of conveyors and a building and stuff. While this power plant is pretty involved. Now it's starting to get concrete. And I think people can start working on it. Jish. So maybe we'll work on these other roads while that's going on. Ooh, gravel. Nice and speedy. I guess this place is another import place if I needed a subsidiary export place. I can even start making some gravel roads. Now that my dumpers aren't needed, I can make them import from over here, but it would take more gas to drive that far. For now, we'll just make an angled. Is that even? I'm tempted to do that. I might need a gas station though. Well, my gas station's over here, so that might be good enough. Whatever, we'll just focus on building these. So now it uses excavators to do some of the groundworks too. And now this truck is driving them over. This open hole truck. Load them on up, get them on out. Boom. Yeah, it looks like this conveyor belt is done. What do you know? And this is in the progress too. It has electronic components there. So I even enjoy just watching these keep built. Like, it's insane. This game is so much that's likable. Although maybe some new users may be a little bit wary about diving into this complexity. I'm trying to think what else I can actually do now. So just wait for this to be done. I still got a nice amount of money left. This might need water. Does it need water? Yeah, look, you can build like nuclear cooling towers. It's crazy. They're huge. Turbines, little turbine, huge turbine. For Russia, for Soviets. Let's see. Next daily water consumption is 0.40. It probably definitely needs water. So we can make a water distribution little center where we can import water. Maybe we'll import water from over here, because it's not as used. Let's see, what's a good water? I can also, oh, probably just needs raw water. It doesn't even need filtered water. I can just make a well. So let's do that. So small water well. I can also get water from like a source, but I don't see any water nearby. Except over there, and I can't access over there. But a well is just fine. Especially if it's not needed to be like filtered or anything. Easy peasy. Now welcome to this game's water mechanics. So where should we build this well? Probably want to try to give as much space of stuff as possible so later we could develop it. I think I'm just gonna make a road like this. Then make one over here too. And should probably start getting rid of this stuff. I'm sure it's fine. Just looks, it's not as symmetrical as everything else, but I think it'll be just fine for now. Let's see. Airplane production line? Should we build that? Damn. The dry dock? It's a vehicle productions. Nuclear fuel fabrication, uranium conversion, uranium processing. This game is insane. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's fucking dope. So, running along with no issues. We have no workers on there. So we don't need workers right now. Some workers are incoming right now. 22, in fact. How come they're not? What the fuck? He just dropped them up. I don't see them here. What? What the hell was that? The workers left this bus. What? Usually shows you how many workers are right here. What? And now he has to go get gas. But usually we wouldn't construct unless there was workers. Is this a bug? It's not showing me the workers? I'm extremely confused, or it just doesn't need workers at this moment. Dropping off some steel. Nice, nice, nice. America hamburger, nice, 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 nice. Yeah, water. We need water here. Where will we make this well? Maybe we'll just make it in the back over here. We need some road access. So maybe we'll add some more roads back here. Can't go under this thing. Kind of made a little trap over here. Is there anybody in this road depot? Okay, I'm removing this stuff. Shit. I'm just gonna temporarily move these guys. I have a bunch of fuel here. I'm gonna... Oh, man. Okay, we're gonna do... I need to make a road depot. We're gonna make him have a little route where he sells that back, I guess. Or I could just make the new gas station and then we'll just move it over. That's the best. That's a good plan. I could just delete it, but then there's tons of fuel. Literally tons. I can't seem to fit anything over here anymore. There we go. So he can't have a route when he's in a construction office. Is this a construction? That's a road depot. I didn't even realize I made a road depot at the end. Did not remember doing that. So, we need the new gas station. We're gonna put it just over here, I guess. Maybe a little space so it doesn't get clogged up. Now we're gonna have him import the fuel here, load the fuel, unload the fuel over here. Bada bing, start. Alright, so we'll save that fuel, and then we'll delete this stuff later. And then, because I wanted to make a road back here. I guess I could still fit a road. Either way. Just want to make an access. To the back here. There we go. It's mucho gudo. So we'll make some water stuff back here. Should be fine. So, water well. Small one. What does this? Oh, it needs electricity from that. Oh yeah, we're gonna need electricity to run this, but it'll produce electricity and it'll actually automatically give it electricity without needing wires and shit. Electric substations. I feel like I should make it like a road and go up here, but whatever. So water well. So that'll take up water. It doesn't even need workers or nothing. But then we need a pump. A small pump. So that'll pump the water, and then I need a substation to distribute the water. So there we go. Now we need paths so they can build these things. They can't build it connecting. That might not even work. I don't even know. Maybe. I don't know why. That shouldn't work. And then we need plumbing. We need the pipes. Do this size. Actually, you know what? We'll do the max size. So underground, you can see. Start that construction. Okay. Now we have water. And this will produce electricity for me, too. We'll also need to get workers from the customs house. Moving along quite nicely. If this all pans out, I think this will be the best realistic run I've ever had. Is it still going along? It's almost done with groundworks. Just need more concrete, because that is the bottleneck right now. I guess it'd be worth it to get another concrete. How much concrete do we need for the next one? I guess a ton. Fuck. We'll just get another concrete mixer. Whatever. I'm just gonna get another one too. Yay, these power stations are ready. Little wires. What are they actually called? High voltage wires. I love how the trucks are like bouncy on the road too. They kind of just like little toys or something. I just love how this game renders. Like the whole tone of the game is fantastic. It has this like levity to it, but then it has it's actually like a really serious simulation game, city building simulation. It's like kind of intense. It's just so fucking great. Although I guess the buildings look kind of realistic to Russia at the time, 1960s to 80s, or Soviet. Not just Russia, but all the Soviet states. It's like I think this is supposed to be Czechoslovakia or something. Not sure. Or Slovakia, Czech Republic. These countries change all the time. Yeah, it looks like you can drive down this road. Nice. You're bringing the concrete mixtures over here. This is higher priority. High priority. Resources needed current phase. And you're bringing it over there? Why? Where you get your priorities? Did I get all the gas yet? Okay, I got all the gas. Bring them back to depot. Now we can delete these with impunity. And we also need a new distribution center. Let's move him to the distribution. Import gas from Rovodimia. I'm gonna have to rename this. And then load up the gas station. What do it need? Like 70%, maybe 80%. Okay, we need to change Rovodimia. What is it called? What should I be called? Just what I can think of. Wolfos from Zelda. The wolf monster that goes, "Ow!" Okay, so this is an aggregate unloading, like a truck unloading. So it unloads quicker than if you go manually up to the actual place, which is useful over time, but it's not a requirement. So our city's coming around nicely, but it's just taking time to build this power plant. I don't know if I should just wait for it to finish then and come back. I guess that's what we'll have to do. And then maybe I'll make another episode for that. So maybe tune in next time when we'll see if this finishes. It's a mystery. Do widzenia!